Okay, so we hear it all the time, right? AI is changing everything. But what does that actually mean? For us, for our jobs, our lives? Let's get into it, because this isn't really a story about tech. It's a human story. I want to start with a question that might sound a little intense. Is AI actually creating a new servant class? Yeah, I know. It sounds like a dystopian movie plot, but believe it or not, this is a real future that some of the smartest people on the planet are worried about.
So what is this servant economy? Well, just imagine a world where AIs and robots have all the best jobs, the high-value, high-paying stuff like engineering, medicine, finance, and what's left for most of us? Low-wage, personal service jobs, basically catering to a tiny, super-rich elite. It's a pretty bleak picture, and it's one possible outcome.
But, and this is a big but, that's only one path. Nothing is written in stone here.
And here's the wild part, the big surprise. What if AI could actually make our humanity priceless? I mean, think about it. As machines get better at all the technical, repetitive stuff, the things that make us uniquely human, they could become the most valuable things we have to offer.
Look at this breakdown. It's so clear. Machines are geniuses at data, logic, speed, doing the same thing a million times perfectly. But what about us? Empathy, compassion, creativity, intuition. That feeling of real human connection. AI can't fake that. That's our superpower. That's what makes us future-proof.
So this all leads us to a major crossroads. We're looking at three really different possible futures. And the key thing to remember is the choice isn't about the tech itself. It's about what we as a society decide is truly important. Okay, let's talk about future number one, the servant economy. We've already touched on this one. You can think of it as the default setting, the future we might just drift into if we don't actively choose a different path.
And what does that look like? Well, you get massive job displacement from AI. The gap between the rich and everyone else becomes a canyon, and most human work gets boiled down to just simple, low-paid service tasks. It's a future built on division, plain and simple.
But what if we choose differently? That brings us to future number two, which is called the interpersonal economy. Now, in this world, real human connection becomes the ultimate luxury good. Think about it. Jobs in caring for others, coaching, building communities, those suddenly become some of the most respected and valuable careers. The AI takes care of all the boring, repetitive stuff, and it frees us up to focus on each other. This is a future built on meaning and service.
And then there's the third path. This one's the big one, the most hopeful vision of all, universal flourishing.
This is kind of the dream scenario, right? Automation gets so good that it creates massive abundance for everyone. The whole idea that you have to work just to survive, that link gets broken. Imagine that. As a society, we could shift our entire focus to things like purpose, art, creativity, and just genuine well-being. A future where everyone gets to prosper.
So when you look at these three very different futures, one thing becomes crystal clear. The path we end up on, it's not really about the code or the algorithms. It's about compassion. It's about what we choose to value. It comes down to the choices we make, the way we structure our society, what skills we decide to teach our kids, and what kind of work we decide to reward. It's a deeply human choice. Which leads me to this quote that it really sums it all up. The most important work of the future will be the work of one human being caring for another. In a world filling up with artificial intelligence, maybe the most radical and valuable thing we can do is offer our genuine human care.
So, this isn't just a question for the tech geniuses or the people in power. It's a question for every single one of us. In a world full of intelligent machines, how are you going to choose to be human?